In today's video, we're going to be talking about the 3 steps to every successful trade. First step is identify your edge. Whether you're a new trader, options trader, a swing trader, intraday trader, a experienced trader, a veteran trader, it doesn't matter. You do not move until you have identified your edge. Today, I'm going to show you how I identified my edge on the S&P 500 right out the open today. As you can see, we're on a 24-second chart. This is the SPY, and I'm going to go ahead and start playing this so you could watch my edge appear. As of right now, I'm sitting on my hands. I'm not doing anything. As of this second, I'm starting to see something. All right, I see a resistance high happening. I see a fast time frame trend line occurring. Right, this is essentially giving me a triangle, which is what I trade. This is my bread and butter. And I'm going to see what happens going forward here. I do see the volumes kind of picking up on that last buy candle. Let's see if the next candle is going to have even more. Boom. My edge is damn near here. I've got these 2 candles right there that coincide with these 2 larger volume bars compared to the rest. That's telling me that there is more sellers up here in the 425.20 range than there is buyers, as the volume comparison shows. Now, my edge is going to show itself as soon as this speed line breaks. And I see that we have a micro pivot going on here, and that's approximately 425. Let's call it 425. This is where my entry is going to be about if this breaks. Boom. Step 1 complete. Step 2, define your risk. You have to define your risk. Again, doesn't matter who you are, what kind of trader you are, how long you've been doing this for. If you make, just a couple bucks or $1 million, it does not matter. Every single one of those people is defining their trade. If they're not, then they haven't been doing this very long and they're probably not going to last. Let me show you how to do that. Right here, we have the break. Right, my entry range is going to be here about 425, which is what I wanted. I probably wouldn't have got that. Looks like I would have ended up getting about the 424.90 range, maybe around here. Now, I'm going to measure this out. What is the distance from there to my stop? This is going to be my stop, just above that high test there. All right, so we have a 40-cent stop. Now, what you're going to do is take your calculator, and you're going to take your risk tolerance amount, whatever that happens to be. If you're trading at a $10,000 account, right, that's going to be 1% is $100. So let's just work it off that. It's a nice round number. $100 is what I want to lose. Now, how many times can I lose 40 cents to equal $100? Okay, so that's going to be divide. $100 divided by the stop. 40 cents equals 250. So I can take 250 shares here to the short side. So our risk is now defined. Step 3, execute. Without hesitation, without fear, without a second thought, right? Your edge is here. The volume is confirming it. The break has happened. Enter. Once you enter, you hit your stop. You put your stop in, right? Obviously, that's how your risk is going to be defined, is you're going to sell out for a loss if it comes up here, which was 40 cents from the entry. And you're going to take your hands off the keyboard. Done. That's it. It either works or it doesn't, and then you move on. So at this point here, you're going to have to start employing your own, trade management techniques here. Some people like to sell the whole thing at 2 to 1. Some people, try to hold the whole thing until, 5 to 1. Some people don't sell at all. They just hold until it comes back and stops them out tomorrow. So I work off of risk multiples. So I'm going to be selling pieces at 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, right? Now let's see what happened here, just, for all of you that are interested. Right? We get a break. We get fall, fade, fade. Looking good. Look at that volume, man. The volume is really picking up now. Nice. All right, let me just stop it right here. Let's go ahead and mark this stuff out. We got an entry. Price is currently here. Stop was here. Look at this. If you took this trade with me, which I took this morning, so far we are at a 5.5 to 1 risk reward. Okay, this means that we risked $100 on it, and if you were still holding right now, which you should be, nothing about this trade is telling you to get out of it. This is straight up a no heat short trade that's occurring right in front of our faces. And you're up 5.5 to 1, which means you would have $546 for risking 100. That is extremely awesome. If you did that on every trade, you would only have to be right 17% of the time to break even. Okay, so accuracy, I don't know how many of you picked up on that. Accuracy doesn't really mean shit. Now let's keep going here, and I'm going to give you one more example of the situation. So say you didn't catch that, right? Started fading and you were afraid to get in because it was so far away from VWAP, the trade already happened, and you're right, it did already happen. And we're just watching, okay? Maybe you didn't even sell yet. Okay, well, first of all, check this out. We have a little triangle consolidation that happened right here. It should have been able to break higher if we were going to hold, but it didn't. So we're going to mark this off here. This is our new swing high resistance right there. Advanced trade management technique here is we're going to stay in this trade until that swing high is broken. All right, and right now we're kind of getting bummed. We're like, man, you know, I could have made blah 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 money if I only got in the trade earlier, you know, which is going to start kicking in your FOMO. Here we go. We're coming back up to that swing high, and we rejected the swing high. Perfect. That was 2 times here. Let's see what happens on the if it comes up again. All right, it came up again. Now, we have 2 options that are about to happen. Option 1, speed line going up to our resistance level here. We could enter as it breaks through this pivot, which is very, very similar to this situation, is it not? Speed line into resistance, break, retest, fail, right? Speed line into resistance, break, retest, big retests, fail. Oh, what's that? It looks like we're getting one more push. It cannot break the swing high. Now, this is telling you that there's buyers out here that when they're wrong, they're going to sell, which means it's going to push the price even further. Now, our stop would have been above this whole swing high here, whether you got in the first entry or you just got in this one. Our stop is still at the same place. Both of us, both of our long positions or our short positions are going to be in the same place. Now, we're coming up here on this ascending support line. We got a nice volume spike coming off of touching that. And let's see what happens. I love this volume ramp. This is telling me that we can definitely continue. You know, there's more people out there that are going to lose when this breaks, and this is eligible for a trade still. There's our break. There's our retest. Let's do it again here. We're going to take these lines. We're going to connect them. This is where the retest happened. Now, if you didn't get in trade 1, if you didn't get in trade 2, here's the next one. What do? Identify our edge. Is it here? Yes. Ramping volume, breaking the speed line, retest occurring, can't get through the retest, boom, break. So our entry would have been right here. But first, we have to measure our risk. So our risk is going to be just above this high right here. And because we're on such a fast time frame chart, we can keep our stops extremely tight. Extremely tight. So let's do it again. We can risk $100. $100 divided by this here, our stop, once this breaks, is going to be about 16, let's just say 20 cents. Let's say 20 cents. Let's put it a little higher here. 20 cents is our stop. We can take 500 shares. 500. All right. So we're going to have our order book ready. We're going to have the 500 shares ready to short as soon as this line breaks, because this was our retest. Boom. It broke. We execute. Identified. Defined, execute. After that, what do? Same thing as before. Sit on our hands. The trade either works or it doesn't, and then you move on. Now, remember, okay, because we are defining our risk here, success is not going to mean you made money. If the trade was to snap back against me up here, or you, if you took this entry here and the trade ended up snapping up against, like this long wick ended up continuing and took you out of the trade, and then we just kind of went up and up and up, and you're like, man, my read was off, I was wrong, I lost money on that. That is a successful trade as long as the loss is equal to what your previously determined risk tolerance was. So let me get a little deeper here. If you were willing to lose $100 on this initial trade right here, and it snapped against you and you lost $100 on that trade, that is a successful trade, if not day. Success does not mean making money. Nice little triangle here. Boom. Let's pause it here. Now, if you got the third entry, let's go ahead and measure this out. This was our entry. That's where we are now. This is our stop. Look at this. Another 5 to 1. This is actually about a 6 to 1 right here, 5.95. Another 5 to 1 trade. That's an amazing trade. If you can pull these off every day, dude, you have achieved financial freedom. Obviously, this doesn't happen every single day. It's not this clear all the time. But today, with the macro situation that's happening, with the long bull trend that ran into the 431, the 200-day, it snapped that trend line. It did a giant triangle yesterday, which is consolidation. And then through the overnight, we ended up gapping down. And this was the result. Look at that. Look at that. We could even do this one here. As it comes through here, we should be having ramping volume. And we do. See the volume here? Ramping. As we cross over, as it goes through. Perfect. Now, if you caught this first trade up here, and then you saw this happen, you moved your stop, it didn't hit your stop, what are you supposed to do? Add. You're supposed to add to the position. And as you add to the position, your profits get bigger and bigger and bigger. You move your stop lower and lower and lower, right? Stop would have been here, and then it would have been here, and then it would have been above this high. And then by this time, you know, if you were lucky enough to hold on to this whole thing, look at this, I'm gonna blow your mind. This is a 9.7 to 1 risk reward ratio. If you were able to rock this and just hold on to your initial entry that happened up here, which is my entry that I got today, you could have pulled $1,000 out of this trade by risking $100. If that doesn't blow your mind, that doesn't get you excited, I don't know, man. This is what this is all about, bro. This is it right here. Gets me excited. I'm feeling all good about my trade today. I caught this trade today. All right. I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys learned something from it. Please, please, please remember to put these steps in front of every single trade. Do not hit the buy button until you have identified your edge, you have defined your risk, and then execute your trade. Execute your trade. After you execute, your stop is in. Put your stop in. That should be part of your execution. Sit on your hands. It either works or it doesn't, and you move on. I hope to see you guys next time. Like, subscribe, watch my other videos. This channel here is just kind of taking off. I'm not even a month into this yet, but I've got a lot to say. I've got a lot to teach. I got a lot to bring to you guys. I really, my goal here is to, if someone ever comes up to me and says, hey man, you changed my life. The way that you taught me how to read and trade the market changed my life. I am now financially in a different place than I was before I met you. Then my mission is complete. That is all that I want. For free, not even charging. I could put this all in a course and charge for the course, but I'd rather bring it to you guys like this, man. I want the most people possible to see this. And if I put a paywall in front of it, it's going to really reduce the amount of people that are able to view this. So please, man, like, subscribe, thumbs it up. Let me know you like this stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.